Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studios in Atlanta, it's time for Gwinnett Business Radio, spotlighting and highlighting business leaders in our area.
And hello again, everybody, and welcome to another award-winning edition, I got it in there, of Gwinnett Business Radio. I am merely Mike Salmon alongside the great Stephen Julian, and we are broadcasting from the Subaru of Gwinnett studios. Hello, Stephen. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike, and congratulations. You've already going to get another award for this show that we can say for next week, because that was one of the greatest dramatic pauses I've ever heard.
You know, I'm very good at making those dramatic. Oh,
well, that was more William Shatner-esque.
You got to hit
to work on that.
You got to hit him at the right time.
Yeah, that was.
Don't you?
Yeah, but because you did so well the first one, the award still stands. So now we've got the rest of the show to try not to screw that up.
I wouldn't bet any money on that, but
Not
here
at all.
we go. We've got some great companies here in the room today. We're going to be talking about Sonesta, Gwinnett Place, Atlanta, and joining us is the general manager of the hotel, David Kohlasch.
That's correct.
Also joining us from Coffee News of Suwanee, we've got Rick and Michelle
Sutter.
Correct.
All right.
Like the hockey player, not the baseball reliever. We covered that before the show.
There you go. And speaking of hockey, we've got an Atlanta Gladiator jersey here in the studio. We'll find out why later on when we talk to Rick and Michelle. But let's start with David with Sonesta, Gwinnett Place, Atlanta. Once again, David, good morning and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate the opportunity.
Tell us all about Sonesta, Gwinnett Place, Atlanta, where you're located, and what we can expect when we walk through the doors.
Sonesta Gwinnett Place, Atlanta is located just down on Pleasant Hill Road, 1775, right here in Duluth, just about a mile from here. And Sonesta Hotels has been around for many years, since 1937. And approximately 3 years ago, we purchased the Sonesta Gwinnett Place and have been in the Duluth community for a few years now. Great hotel, it's just been renovated, first-class service, and #1 in the area in TripAdvisor and a lot of our guest service metrics that we measure on a daily basis.
A lot of hotels out there, David. For those not familiar with the Sonesta brand, tell us about the brand and what it is that Sonesta kind of, where you capture the marketplace.
The Sonesta brand's been around since 1937. We started as a family-owned company by the Sonesta family based out of Boston. So we've been around about 80 years now. So been in business for many years. And about 4 years ago, we were purchased by a larger corporation. And in the last 4 years, we've gone from 33 hotels to 65 just in the last few years. We're located in 9 countries, with many in the United States, but in Peru and Colombia and Egypt and some international properties. So it's a very diverse company. Many of our hotels are full-service hotels. We also have an extended stay brand called Sonesta ES Suites. We have one located here in Atlanta also, so we have 2 properties here. And I'd say the thing that really differentiates us from many of our competitors, and I've been with the company for 10 years now, so I was with them when it was the Sonesta family owning it and now part of a larger corporation, is that all of our hotels are very indigenous to whatever cities or environments that we're in. So we're not a cookie-cutter brand. If you've been to one Sonesta, you've only been to one Sonesta, because you go to the different cities or different countries. They're all very unique in terms of their design, their food and beverage operations, and just the look and feel of the hotels.
David, you mentioned that the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta is getting a high ranking with TripAdvisor, #1. What are some of the metrics they're measuring to get that ranking, and what is going on right at Sonesta Gwinnett Place that's causing them to get such a high ranking with TripAdvisor?
So I think, as many of you know, TripAdvisor is the #1 tool that the guests use, the travelers use to decide where they're going to go. So it's very important to us. TripAdvisor measures guest service, cleanliness of hotels, just the quality of the operations, the friendliness of staff. So for many of you that go on TripAdvisor after you stay at a hotel, it is very important for us to get your feedback. And it also gives us a gauge to tell us how good we're doing. The areas that we focus in on that make us #1 is really the guest service, just the attention to detail, the friendliness of staff. Cleanliness is the most important thing to any guest that stays in the hotel, so we're very focused in on the sort of the housekeeping and the cleanliness of the hotel. And just really the quality of the hotel, the services that are offered. The food and beverage operation is very important to us, that people receive great food and great service. So it's a combination of all those factors that the that our guests rank us on.
And it's one thing for you to say, oh, yeah, we're really good at this, but it's another thing. And the great thing about TripAdvisor is the people who are staying there are saying that.
Absolutely.
So let me also ask you to unpack a word you used in a previous question where you said one of the things that sets Sonesta apart as a brand is you guys try to be indigenous. So let me let you unpack a little bit of what the indigenous looks like here at Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta.
So in terms of the look and feel of the hotel, we took over the hotel 3 years ago. It had been a Marriott for 28 years. So about a year after we had purchased the hotel, we went and did a complete renovation on the hotel, worked with a local design firm, Patrick Sims, to be exact. And we had said to them, we want a hotel that has sort of the southern charm, because obviously we're down here in Atlanta. And so the look and the feel of the hotel, the colors, the design of the furniture, and the feel of the hotel to really fit the environment that we're in. So Sims Patrick did an incredible job in recommending the design of the hotel, the colors that are used and all the soft goods, just the style of the furniture, and really hit a home run in terms of the design. We've received great feedback from all of our guests. We completed our renovation a year ago. So when you walk into the lobby of the hotel, to your guest room and in all the public space, it's got sort of that southern elegant feel to it. The second part of it is we want to make sure that from a staff employee perspective, that we want our staff to show their personalities. So we spend a lot of time in training our staff on service and how to service the guest and deal with the guests. But we want people to exemplify their personality. So we're not putting words in their mouth and making them like robots in terms of how to respond to guests. We want their personality to completely come out, because that's, again, just a big part of the feel of the hotel. And then thirdly, which is very important to us, is just on food and beverage in a hotel. Every guest in a hotel at some point is going to want to try your food or beverage, whether it's just a cup of coffee or a meal or attend a banquet or whatever it may be. So we spend a lot of time on the culinary and the service side, really to make sure that guest experience and the food, both from a quality perspective, using local vendors. We use, in many of the cases, fresh food. It's not convenience food popped out of a freezer. From a menu design point of view, a lot of our menus are indigenous to the Southeast, which is obviously very important. We want people to get that southern feel when they're coming in to dine with us. So the food and beverage part is also a very critical component of our operation.
David Kohlasch is the general manager of the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta, joining us here on Gwinnett Business Radio. I understand you also have had pretty good reviews from corporate business as well, and I understand you can cater really to large groups. And talk about large groups and what you can do specially for them.
So our hotel, we have 426 guest rooms and about 20,000 square feet of meeting space, which is 18 meeting rooms. We are the largest in the county. And so from a space point of view, we have ample space, both from a guest room perspective and from a meeting perspective, to host big events. But we also, just point of clarification too, we host a lot of smaller events, so it's not just the big 800-person galas. We do a lot of those.
You can make the room as big or as intimate as you need.
We have a lot of small boardrooms, so we do a lot of meetings that are 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. But also we have a big ballroom that holds up to 1,000 people that we can also cater to the bigger events. Tonight's a good example. We have a dinner for the Georgia Touchdown Club, which is a high school football awards program. It's about 600 people. Mm-hmm. But again, we do a lot of smaller events. So beside the space to accommodate our guests, we also have a lot of the services that are needed to really make it a turnkey planning process for our customers coming in. We have state-of-the-art technology in the building, so when the corporate meetings are coming in, technology, as we all know, is changing every day. And we have a very dedicated team of people on staff on the technology side to really be able to deliver whatever it may be that our clients are looking for.
David, something that caught my attention in the notes here says that you guys have a program geared towards team building.
We do.
Tell us about that.
So a lot of corporate meetings and events, team building is a very big part of what a lot of our meetings want to work on while they're off-site from their offices. So we partner with a local organization right here in Duluth. Benchmark 360 is the name of the company. And they work with our team, with the client, to sit down and find out really what the goal is of their team building exercise. And then we'll take that and then customize a team building program for them while they're in the hotel. Examples, we've had some clients come in with a bike building, team building exercise. We've had culinary competitions with a lot of the corporate clients that come in. So there may be 30 or 40 people come in, and our culinary team will work with the clients and set up different stations around the room, appetizers, entrees, desserts, whatever it may be. We give them all the fixings to make whatever it is that they want to do. We have our culinary team out there with them, sort of assisting them, because the culinary team are the experts. And each team may be 5 people, and one group may have to come up with an appetizer. We'll give them all the raw ingredients. And then in some cases, we call it a mystery basket. Here's the ingredients. Guys come up with something and get creative. Or sometimes we'll let them know what it is that they have to make. But they'll have competitions in these team-building exercises.
Does anybody else do this? I've never heard about this with a hotel. Is this uniquely to Sonesta?
It is unique to Sonesta. And we spend a lot of time and resources to really make sure that we have...
And I would imagine that's one of the things where the personalities of the people who work at the hotel can start to come out as well. And also, you talked about you partner with Benchmark 360, which is kind of a separate business from your hotel. So is that another thing that kind of, are there other ways that you're trying to partner? I mean, I know located on Pleasant Hill Road, that's been a great area in Gwinnett County of kind of revitalization and revamping. Are you looking to partner with chambers and business? I mean, talk a little bit about that, how you're reaching the business community as well.
So one of our primary focuses is to work with local companies and to support the community. So beside Benchmark 360, we have a restaurant in the hotel called the Art Bar that we just opened back in May. And the Art Bar is open for dinner every night, both the hotel guests and the general public. And Sonesta has a fondness in every sense of the word for local art, both from an art perspective, but also, I mentioned earlier, food is art and liquid art is what we call our beverage program. So we created a brand new restaurant, and we have partnered with another local organization called Kudzu, based in Norcross. And Kudzu is a consortia of 100 local Gwinnett County artists that have incredible paintings that are just wonderful to experience. So when you walk into our restaurant, all of the artwork that's on all the walls is from local artists that our guests can enjoy. People can also purchase it if they would like. Kudzu will come in every so often and rotate out the paintings with the local artists to bring in new artwork. So we can support the art community. We could support Kudzu. It also ties into the concept of our restaurant. So that's one example. We work very closely with the Gwinnett County Public Schools. We have a program called Strive that we have students come in that are vocational students between 18 to 21, and they come in and work in the hotel in all the different departments to learn the hospitality industry and get to see what we experience and to help us out. Some of them are cooking food. They're helping on the banquet staff. We have them in all the different departments. They work in housekeeping. But it gives us a chance to get back to the community and to the students and to Gwinnett County. So we partner with a lot of organizations, and that's at the forefront of our mind.
When do you all have time to run the hotel?
Well, that's
what I'm wondering. You guys are doing so much. It's incredible. And by the way, David, you're making a lifelong friend here with Stephen, because for a hotel guy, you're talking a lot of food this morning.
Keep going on that.
Yeah, I mean, you're making me hungry.
I like liquid art. I like food art. He's my guy. I like this.
Come on over, Steve. We'll take great care of you. But we're in a 24/7 business, so we have plenty of time. The hotel never closes. We put a lot of hours in, and we find the time to do everything that we need to do.
That's great. Let's get back to the crux of the business real quick, though. As far as the hotel, corporate accounts, business leaders, business owners, those are our listeners. Yep. So that probably perks their ears up a little bit. I know you really cater to those corporate accounts as well. Tell us about that.
So a big part of our business are corporate clients, and our focus with the corporate client, it's really pretty simple. I always tell my staff every day, guys, this business is not rocket science. This is called guest service and taking care of people. So with the corporate clients, it's really making sure, just from a service perspective, that we're spot on and that we're being able to deliver from check-in to check-out to the cleanliness of the room, some of the basic services that we offer, that we're on the mark. But also, for a lot of our corporate clients, we're very flexible in terms of what services we offer. We never say no in our business. So a lot of times a corporate client will ask for something that's outside of our norm, and we always figure out how to do it. But then also, a lot of the corporate clients, convenience is very important to them. A lot of these, I call them road warriors. They're traveling all the time. They stay in hundreds and hundreds of hotels a year. So convenience is very important. So we need to make sure, just from our process, that we get them checked in real quick, we get them checked out real quick, and that everything happens very quickly because these guys and gals are on the go at all times. Technology is very important to the corporate clients. I think it's important to everybody nowadays. Everybody comes in with 4 or 5 smartphones and iPads, and so we need to make sure on the technology side that we have the state-of-the-art technology and that they're able to do everything that they need to do while they're in the hotel. Internet service obviously is very important. Our internet is free in the hotel, which you don't find in a lot of hotels, but then when somebody just logs on the internet to do work, that they can get on right away. They're not getting kicked off all the time. And then we have enough bandwidth in the hotel to accommodate everybody, because everybody comes in with 4 or 5 devices, and everybody's on them at all the time. So we need to make sure that we've got the technology.
And we like that at Business Radio X, so they can listen to our programs all the time,
Absolutely.
by the way. Our audience is very mobile, in fact.
Well, the other thing, Mike, just one last thing, too, with the Business Traveler, we have a very robust rewards program, and where people can earn free night stays at all the Sonestas and a lot of different amenities when they travel. That's very important to people nowadays. So we have Travel Pass is the name of our rewards program, and that's a very important factor when a business traveler decides where they're going to stay.
One of the great things, and we've touched upon this, is being located on Pleasant Hill Road right off I-85. I mean, you can see it from the interstate. Here's my dumb question. You have one of the tallest buildings in the county. Is it the tallest?
It is the tallest.
It's the tallest building in the county.
17 stories, and it's the tallest building in the county.
How did you get to be 17 stories and everybody else around you is just dwarfed compared to you? How did that happen?
I guess we got lucky.
So
Sonesta came in and said, "What's the biggest building?" That's the one we want.
That's
right.
right. That's right. We don't mess around.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, David, for those that would like to find out more, maybe make some reservations, find out more about the hotel, and not just staying, but all the other services you mentioned, the meeting space and everything else, where can they go to get all that information?
Everybody can go to Sonesta.com. Very simple. And just hit the drag down. You'll get our hotel, and all the information is there to make room reservations, to just inquire, just to find out about the services. Or for all the local people, just stop on by and come in and just say hi to us, and we'll give you a full tour and answer all your questions.
We may be going there for lunch one day, right,
I was going to
Stephen?
say, we're meeting at the Art Bar, and then you can give us a tour of the hotel from there.
We look forward to that.
Yeah.
You guys are welcome anytime.
All right, David Kohlasch from the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta. And again, it's sonesta.com, Sonesta, sonesta.com. And this is the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta. David, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the opportunity.
Mike, before we go to our next guest, obviously you pointed out that I love food, and I would love to eat at the Art Bar. And
I only pointed out because you pointed out so many
I
times.
do. Yes. If you don't, I will. But the other thing about love, as we know here at the Subaru of Gwinnett Studios, is that love is what makes a Subaru. And Mike, you and any of our listeners can get big savings and enjoy a hassle-free experience. Subaru of Gwinnett is where people sell cars. Visit SubaruofGwinnett.com and join their family today. Maybe you want to come in and see the difference. Maybe you're already a Subaruist. Then follow Subaru of Gwinnett Facebook page for the latest Subaru offers, news, and community events.
And by the way, Subaru has great cars, obviously. But if you're not in the market for a Subaru, they do have other makes and models, pre-owned cars, because a friend of mine has been doing some shopping over there as well. So they have everything over there.
And if it's not a car you're looking for and you're looking for great service, they've got a fantastic service department too.
There you go.
But they don't have the Art Bar.
No.
Just go back to that one.
But you
time.
know, the Gwinnett Place, the Subaru of Gwinnett's right down
It's
the road.
right down the road. So
Exactly.
you drop your car off and you go to the Art Bar for lunch.
Location.
I love it.
All right, let's move on. Our next guests come to us from the Coffee News of Suwanee. We've got Rick and Michelle Sutter joining us here in the studio, and they brought a lot of stuff, too. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Mike.
Mike, Steven, how are you?
Great.
Sorry, Stephen.
No problem.
I didn't mean to forget you.
No, it happens all the time. Not a problem.
All right, give us the overall view of Coffee News of Suwanee. What are you guys? What are you all about?
We actually just launched this summer, and we're a little bit more than just Coffee News of Suwanee. We started out just in Suwanee, and now we've purchased and secured the rights to 7 more editions. So we're working on trying to find a name that'll cover it all. But for right now, we're Coffee News of Suwanee, and we're excited to be in the community and very excited to be here.
And it's not a newsletter, but how would you describe what it is? It's a publication that is available throughout the
Yes, it's a free publication that is actually the largest restaurant publication in the world. It's in 18 countries. and Steve is being a wonderful model for us.
I do what I can.
He's playing to the YouTube cameras
I
right now and
know.
showing everybody what coffee news looks like.
Thanks to
And
Trey pointing out where to
actually,
go.
and I was going to bring a copy of the very first edition. It has not changed at all. So anyone that has seen it anywhere in the United States as they travel or where they used to live, it is exactly the same as it was printed 28 years ago last month. So it's all good news, no bad news. So you can have jokes and trivia, your horoscope each week. It's a weekly publication, so it has fresh information every week. It's located anywhere that you would have a waiting room. So restaurants are our biggest distribution, but doctor's office, dentists, car dealerships, hotels like the Sonesta, I'm sure will be one of our newest locations that you can pick up a copy.
Apparently,
no
David's-
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, Dave.
So, well, they support business like we support business, and that's truly what we look to do with our advertisers is getting the name out. It goes back to old-fashioned print in black and white, but it still works, and is something that we did a lot of research and pricing to make sure it was affordable for local businesses. So we've really enjoyed bringing it to the area. It used to be here 8 years ago, and that gentleman retired and moved to California, so we have brought it back.
So, Rick, one question for you. So let's talk about how the circulation happens with Coffee News. So I'm a business, I have a waiting room, or I'm a restaurant owner. What do I need to do in order to get Coffee News in my location?
It's very simple. You can either call the number there or wait for me to stop in and say hi.
So it's free.
It's a free publication. It changes out every week. Like Michelle said, you can pick it up in restaurants, waiting rooms. We have some very strong partners that are waiting for us to come in every week to take out the old editions, put in the new. We get calls from people. They tell us where they received them, so we keep that publicity going. We have a very heavy social media, a lot of activity going on where we do publicize the locations of our distribution centers. We're at 50 right now, 2 months into print. We're going to probably grow. Ultimately, we have a goal of having between 500 and 700 different distribution locations in the area.
And the 50 is just in Suwanee. That's before
Correct.
you've done anything with the other 7 locations.
It's right out my front door.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
You're supported by local businesses, of course, that advertise within
Correct.
Coffee News. What really makes you guys unique is, especially for someone that has maybe limited advertising dollars, is you're very micro-local. I mean, this one is Suwanee. You mentioned the other areas you may go into.
Correct. And the other piece with working with small business and my 30 years of marketing is and for many of them, am their marketing department. Is I walk in, it's affordable. We're members of the Sugar Hill Business Alliance currently. We're going to be part of the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce. We're with the Suwanee Business Alliance. And at every event, we're handing out the papers. And these are events where most of the small businesses can't leave and attend because if they're open retail, the hours don't always work, but we're there promoting their business and having them out there. And as Rick mentioned with the social media, it's more than just the paper. They're in the paper, they're on the social media. I do try to personally refer business to the clients. One of the biggest reasons that the clients like it is each edition is exclusive advertisers. So for example, Proactive Payroll in our Suwanee edition is the only payroll company. So you're not going to pick up an edition and see 8 payroll companies and 4 jewelry stores, and that's all you see. You're going to see one of each business. So it's really targeted advertising, and that's the piece that the businesses like because the focus then is on them. There's a lot of science into how the paper is structured. We're not allowed to change any of the middle. It stays that way. That every week you'll see in there a tiny little guy named Bill that is hidden in one of the ads, and we have a giveaway every month. He is not the one that's 3 inches high, I will tell you, because most people guess that. He's very tiny. He's maybe like 1/12 of an inch. But you go through the ads, and that's a way for the advertisers. The reason that they've done that is it makes you read every ad.
Sort of like
to look for him.
your version of Where's Waldo.
Yes, except for his name is Little Bill.
His Little Bill, Mike.
All
Now you're
right,
going to have
all
to do
right.
the whole interview by yourself because I'm going to go look for Little Bit. No, I'm calling
Well,
you
you-
Little
you-
Steven.
It's not always
No, I'm
easy.
not little.
I've noticed you've been over there, like reading the jokes and everything.
I have.
So,
I was
not
gonna-
paying attention to the
yeah.
interview whatsoever.
Oh, I've been able to multitask. Go ahead.
Michelle, you did mention affordable. Can you give us an idea of the range for those smaller, maybe some small businesses out there that don't have a large marketing budget? Maybe this is something for them.
Yeah, our base one edition cost is $45 a week, and then we discount it.
$45?
Yes, I really did the research to price it below other advertising in the area. So $45.
We'll put you on the front page.
Yeah.
$45 puts you on the front page.
Front
Well,
cover,
you don't
back
get.
cover.
Yeah, you
Now,
don't
be,
get.
be careful, Rick, what you're promising here. Because
No, but listen. Wait, you
I think
don't get lost. You don't get lost in the middle. You're either on the front or the back.
or on the back. And it's all. I mean, most everybody just does the same size too. That's
Exactly the same size.
Yeah.
We have a graphic designer, so they just give me ideas of what they want. We actually design the ads, so they don't have to worry about it. A lot of the businesses are like, I have no idea what to put in there, and they really like the fact that we have a graphic designer that puts it together for them. And then we give them the print copy if they want to use it. One of the advertisers gave me a copy of an ad they had used previously, and I called and I said, I hope you don't mind. I've made some changes. I've made it more seasonal, and I've given you different versions that we'll swap out to change it up. And she really appreciated the fact that we took the time to go through and make suggestions. But they can do exactly how they want it, what information they want. And then, like I said, we will follow them on Facebook and make sure that through Twitter we're promoting them, because we take the ads and then we have a web version. And then if you go on our website, all of the ads spool and rotate on our website as well.
we're talking with Michelle and Rick Sutter from Coffee News of Suwanee, soon to be Coffee News of all these other areas.
Well, it's going to be Coffee News of Suwanee, Sugar Hill, Lawrenceville, Duluth, Buford,
Johns
Norcross, Johns Creek. And then we've just joined a partnership and launched the first ever Atlanta Gladiators edition 2 weeks ago.
Well, and we're going to get to that because you got the jersey behind you. Are you guys going to quadruple yourselves so you can do all this?
Well, we actually do it as a family business. Unfortunately, our children couldn't come today because they both had finals. So I would have given them a couple hours off of school, but finals are more important. But that's the reason we actually started this. We do this as a family. My father was self-employed his entire career and taught me what I needed to know to go out and make my own paycheck if ever the day came where someone else didn't sign the paycheck. And I see kids today coming out of college and they have degrees, but they don't always have the skill to make their own paycheck. So our kids are, my son's 17 and he's a senior at North Gwinnett High School. My daughter's a freshman in college. So they're in this with us. They've gone to training with us up in Bangor, Maine. That's where the headquarters of Coffee News is. And so there you'll see my son out delivering the papers with Rick, and Lindsay's out taking pictures and helping with social media. And we have family meetings on Sundays. And so it's been fun. It's a skill that I've appreciated from my father that I want to pass on to my children.
Well, I think one of the key things I was noticing, and you said it earlier, I think, Rick, is that there are other free, hey, let's put something in your waiting room, whether it's a magazine or whatever. But I think the big key is you guys come and pick up the old copies, and it's weekly. It's not monthly. It's not quarterly, so it's not stale. Is that's what sets Coffee News? That's one of the things that sets Coffee News apart. Would you agree with that?
That is a strategy. Yeah. You get new jokes, new trivia. Time and time again, people comment that they are waiting for the next week's edition. They'll go to a certain restaurant, their favorite restaurant. They want to pick up that edition. We get people sending us letters to our mailbox. Finally, Coffee News is back in town. Can't wait to find Little Bill. This type of activity goes on. So
Poor little Bill keeps getting lost.
yeah.
But someone
He
always
hides.
finds him, right?
They do.
We give away $100 a month to the in a drawing for the people who enter our contest. So it's an interactive type of publication, and it's a good gauge for us to find out where people are finding it.
You said the center doesn't change, and a lot of it's kind of good stories and good news, but there is also a kind of what's happening
Yes,
locally.
that's the one piece that we do change. So we work locally to promote organizations, the downtown. So for the holidays, in our Small Business Saturday edition that we recently did, and for Small Business Saturday, we actually didn't charge any businesses for that edition. That was our contribution to supporting them for that program. And with that, And I just lost my train of thought. See what happens when you get old. So.
It's because you.
So what's happening? So we promote
Yeah,
in there
and
about all the.
It came back.
Yeah.
As long as it comes back, keep going.
It comes back. And promoting all of the tree lightings, for example, for the holidays. During the fall, there's festivals almost every weekend, so we promote that. Duluth has their Christmas tree program and at the Historical Society.
November
local
18th through
theater.
January 2nd. It's right
See?
here on the
See,
Coffee
I was
News.
correct. I remembered that.
There you go.
That was Michelle's dramatic pause.
It was.
For the show.
Yeah.
Good one, Mike. That was good.
I want to give you an assignment right now while I ask this next question, because I want to
Me?
find out about this Atlanta Gladiators tie-in. While we're talking about that, find a good joke or a funny story, and you could share one of the funny stories from Coffee News, or tell one of the jokes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
You
just
go,
find one
you
in there.
go.
So you brought an Atlanta Gladiators jersey. You've got some one of their programs. Talk
Yes.
about your association with them.
Yeah, we're very excited at the last series of home games. The next games are this Friday and Saturday, so we're at every home game. You can look for us. We wear our jerseys. It says Coffee News on the back. The tagline for Coffee News Corporate is news to be enjoyed over coffee. Our jersey says news to now be enjoyed over hockey. So they announce us on the first period, so you'll see Little Bill go around the little light, whatever the...
Yeah, it's a ribbon
Yeah.
at the arena.
The ribbon board, yeah.
Yeah.
Little
And
Bill gets
then
around.
He does. He's getting to be pretty well known. And so at every home game for the rest of the season through April, there are Coffee News strategically placed in their programs, and they tell everyone to look for one if they have a copy signed. The last 2 times have been by the captain.
Derek Nesbitt, the captain
I
of the
actually knew
Gladiators.
that name too, but I'll let him take the sports
He
credit.
was actually here in the studio about a week and a half ago.
I know. So, and then they turned it in for a prize pack, and then some nights we're at the exits handing them out, and it's been fun because I have little kids run up to me and tell me how they found Little Bill, and they're so excited, and they're going to enter. And people telling us stories about where they've seen Coffee News in other parts of the country. Probably is the funnest thing to hear stories. The Sugar Hill Animal Hospital, he came up to me when he saw us at the Sugar Rush Festival in Sugar Hill and said that he's glad that we're in town because he had been Googling the jokes and the trivia for his staff meetings every week. So he had known Coffee News for years. So it's been a lot of fun. A lot of our advertisers have, once they see it, have reached out to us to advertise because they knew it from another city or another state. So it's a lot of fun. We hear lots of stories.
Speaking of Googling jokes that
All right.
you would find on Coffee News, Mike, did you hear about the karate champion who joined the Army?
No, I did not hear about the karate champion who joined the Army.
The first time he saluted, he knocked himself out.
But
Do we
boom.
have okay. We got to work on our...
Should have had our sound
Sound
effects
effects.
ready for that.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
just
the
want to
kind
say I don't write the jokes. Just so you know.
there you go.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I just do the what's happening. I don't do the jokes.
All right, for those that would like to find out more about Coffee News, maybe advertise, or is there, I guess maybe there's a site
Well-
where it's a listing of where they can find Coffee News?
Yeah, if you with our social media. So if they wanted to go on to Facebook and follow us there, in addition to the $100 coming up, we have our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway promotion, so they can follow us there for that. And then on there, our distribution locations and partners are on there, our contact information, our website. We're also on Twitter. Our website currently is coffeenewsofsuwanee.com. So if you Google Coffee News of Suwanee, you're going to find us in social media, Facebook, website. Plus, if you're out and about, this paper is a special paper. It's called Dothan Tan. So it never changes. It's the same
Domtar
color.
tan.
Oh, sorry.
Domtar. Yes.
I've been corrected.
So he got the sports, and he's correcting you on color wheel. So
Yeah.
pretty good.
I know my colors and
Yeah.
I know my games.
Except for next time he says he wants to go support the arts of the liquid kind, I'll be like, no.
No. Why not?
You corrected me on the radio. No liquid art.
Unless he takes you with him.
Yes, I'm
There you
excited to
go.
go. I
There
would
you
have never known about that. So you have to learn something new every day. And that's what someone said to me. One of the employees at the Gladiator said that he had enjoyed this because he would always read it and always learn something new and a little fact or trivia that he didn't know before.
Michelle, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having us. We look forward to seeing you at a game or out in one of the restaurants or one of the local festivals.
Rick, thank you for coming by to listen.
Mike, thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, Mike.
I was born
All
with
right.
2 ears and
She's
one
not
mouth.
letting you go out for any liquid art either.
And I brought him a present.
I know. Maybe it's
See,
for
you
me.
get
now.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a background in sales, so I was born with 2
No,
ears and one
Rick is
mouth.
the smartest guy in the room. Happy wife, happy life. Just
Thank
let
you.
her.
Okay, this is not fair because it's 1 against 6 guys. This is way not fair.
That's the way you were raised. Born, you had all those brothers.
I know.
Okay.
I'm the youngest.
No,
You are holding your own well.
You did great. We're just having some fun with you, but
No. When you have 4 brothers, you get trained pretty well. So
Yeah.
I can hold my own, no worries.
congratulations on all the success
Thank you very
and on the
much.
continued growth, and thanks for joining us and sharing Coffee News of Suwanee, and we look forward to having you back down the line when you have Coffee News of Buford, and Lawrenceville, and
Duluth.
Sugar Hill.
I've
and
got a
all-
solution to that.
Atlanta.
I mean, that's practically Gwinnett. I mean, you own the majority of Gwinnett, so just needs to be Coffee News of Gwinnett.
Well,
in my
Johns
opinion.
Creek is in Forsyth.
Oh
too.
well, you know what? They'll get over
That's
it.
Fulton
Oh,
County.
Fulton. See, third correction.
Well,
I don't want to be in
I'm
that
not-
car ride
I'm not-
home.
We brought separate
drove,
cars.
yeah.
We know where we sit. in
good
life.
thing their lives are full of such good news.
That's
in
why
the
they've been
coffee
married
business.
this long.
Yes.
They are smart
Yeah,
people.
after 20 years, I'm used to it.
Rick and Michelle Sutter, it's been great talking with you. Thank you so much. Coffee
you so
News
much.
of Suwanee. Also, again, a thank you to David Kohlasch with Sonesta Gwinnett Place, Atlanta.
Now, I will let you guys from Coffee News of so many other locations. Maybe you need to get into Marietta. And when you do, you need to get to know Speed Pro Imaging in Marietta because they help businesses stand out by providing high-quality, large graphics like the one behind Mike. If you can imagine it, they can make it, whether it's a vehicle wrap, trade show displays, banners, event graphics, wall graphics, or more. Speed Pro Imaging Marietta is the place for you. Visit speedpromarietta.com.
All right, and that's another one of our shows from the Subaru of Gwinnett Studios. A reminder, you can enjoy this program or any of our other Gwinnett Business Radio programs anytime, day or night, 24/7, by visiting GwinnettBusinessRadio.businessradiox.com. You can also download this program or any of our other programs on iTunes. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Coffee News isn't the only folks that do all the social media. We do it too. We're at Gwinnett Radio X. Also, check out our new YouTube channel, Gwinnett Business. What is it? Business Radio X Gwinnett, something like that. And you can watch Stephen as he reads the coffee news. For Stephen Julian, any final parting words?
Absolutely. Let's go get some liquid art and read some Coffee News.
There you go. You are already pepped up and ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I mean, what more do you need?
For our producers, Lazarus,
Lazarus.
Dang! Z,
Our
and
man Z.
and Tree.
No, Trey.
No, Trey?
Did you start the liquid art early?
Yes. Let's go to the art bar. I'm ready to eat.
That's right.
I'm Mike Salmon. We'll see you next time right here on Gwinnett Business Radio.